Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new episode of Taste Test right here on youtube.com/Seannosaurus Rex. My name is Sean, and on today's show we're going to try two limited edition cereals, but I'll tell you about that in just a moment. First, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, whether you're a new viewer or a returning viewer, thanks so much for clicking on this video. Hopefully it's a good one. Give it a thumbs up. I think I already said that. Give it 2 thumbs up if you really liked it. Subscribe, ring the bell, you'll be notified when I post new videos. Fill out a bracket for March Mascot Madness. The link is in the description. I'll post the bracket reveal video at the end of it, or link it at the end of it. Leave a comment down below if there is an item you'd like to see on the show or on the channel. What it is, where to find it. You might see it on a future episode of Taste Test. Today, the Tiny Bowl is back. It's still here. It's hanging out. Well, it's back. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. We are trying a couple of limited edition items from Walmart. They are great value cereals, and I didn't really know these existed, but they do, and it's Fudge Brownie, which is an interesting one. This one's kind of weird because it has marshmallows in it, which seems odd because there's no light in the brownie. Even if these were like, hey, these are like the brownies that we have, and we put like a cinnamon frosting on them. I don't know what you would put. Why you would put frost or like white drizzle on a fudge brownie. I don't know. So this one I'm a little confused by, just like the concept of it seems odd, but I guess if you would probably need something to distinguish it with it, because if you didn't have those, then it's just chocolate cereal. Fudge brownie's a weird one. It's a weird flavor to try and emulate. So we have that. We also have what I'm personally excited for, apple fritter cereal. Both of these limited edition available at Walmart. Excuse me, because they are the great value. Walmart actually pretty good about having these like rotational seasonal flavors available, and I didn't know that these were there until I walked into the Walmart. And I was in the cereal aisle, as I normally am. You know how it goes. And I saw these on the bottom shelf, and they were only, I think they're only like $3, maybe $4 a box, which is pretty reasonable considering some of the other boxes that I get are like $5, maybe $6, depending on what size and where I get it from. So, yeah, let's give these a try today. As a person, if you're a longtime viewer, you probably know I'm more looking forward to the apple fritter because I like apple flavored things, and I specifically like apple fritters. So I'm looking forward to that one, but we'll have our dinner first, as it were. And that is these Fudge Brownie cereal. It's very chocolatey, but it kind of just, it smells like a chocolate cereal, a Cocoa Puffs, if you will. Yeah, it really just smells, it just smells so generic. I mean, they're probably a little bit tougher. Like a little bit. If you gave me a blind taste test of this versus Cocoa Puffs versus whatever other chocolate ball cereal, I don't think I would be able to tell the difference. That's how generic these taste. Now, I did not have a marshmallow, which I'm not looking forward to. Is it supposed to be the texture difference between the base and the frosting? Is that what it is? Are we discovering the secret meanings of marshmallows and cereal? Aliens. Okay. Alright. Okay. Don't have to get wild. You don't have to go crushing the bag on the edge of the friggin' bowl. Okay. I can't believe I deciphered that. A regular Sherlock Holmes over here. A very real person. You know him, you love him. I can't think of another actor that played Sherlock Holmes aside from Robert Downey Jr., and I was going to be a cool film nerd and be like, oh, just like my favorite, Will Ferrell. God bless it. He was right there. Right in my face. Oh, that is really rough texture. I don't like that at all. This is the most generic cereal I think I've ever eaten that is not like a base level cereal. I don't understand. Fudge Brownie is a pretty basic flavor. Feels like a pretty emulatable flavor. The marshmallows don't make a whole lot of sense. I don't think they add anything to it. But then if you take the marshmallows out, you just have chocolate ball cereal. And there's already a bajillion of those on the market. Cocoa Puffs is the only one I can name. But I struggle to understand why this even needs to exist. Like, what? I want them to have more fun with the flavor. Like, Thankfully, they did that with our second one. I can't recommend this one. I don't even think it's a fun flavor if it's like, oh, you have kids or whatever, and you want to try something kind of goofy or different or whatever. Because I think this is the third batch of Great Value cereals that I've had on the channel where it's been like cotton candy was a flavor, or there was an apple one, I think, caramel apple, something like that, and one other, and I think another batch. Doesn't matter. Usually, like, even if it's bad, you go like, it might be kind of fun if you have kids or whatever and they like cotton candy or some of the flavors available. This one I can't even recommend for that because it's just so meh. It's so boring that it sucks. That is weird. That is weird. Fortunately, they had a little more fun, I think, with their second flavor, which is apple fritter. I kind of like that I don't know how well it picks up on camera from there, so I'll show you. I like that you got the fritter up here. I promise I'm not giving you a finger. And then you got the little, well, just use your pointer finger, Sean. You got the fritter cereal that kind of looks like the fritter. So yeah, I just need a strong apple flavor out of this. Maybe a touch of the frosting, but I don't think that's really what makes the fritter. But we'll see. Strong apple flavor. That's all we're looking for. Apple is always the hardest one. If you're a longtime viewer, you know. That smells real good. Now, I will say that the brownie didn't smell bad. It was just like, oh, this is chocolate. There's like a little touch of frosting. Texture's a little better. It feels, as you're biting into it, it feels a bit softer, airier, fluffier. That's good. I think the problem is dry. The apple flavor's light. That's a worry. It's there, but it should be more. I'm hoping that when we hit the apple, we hit the fritter cereal with the milk, it'll bring out that apple flavor. That's what we're crossing our fingers for, okay? Soak it in a little bit. I'm being so particular about this one. Please be good. I don't know what the base of this cereal is. I'll look here. Corn and oat cereal. What was the other one? Uh-oh. Corn and oat cereal. This one is very disappointing because the apple flavor was barely there, and you hope that when the milk hits it, it kind of elevates the flavor, brings it out. Instead, it gets muted even more. All I feel like I'm tasting is the base of the, what was it, corn and oat cereal, and there's just no apple to speak of. The milk is all over the place, like just completely putting a wet blanket on everything. I love milk, but there's no, I don't taste much apple. The cereal also feels like, instead of being a lighter, fluffier sort of bite, feels like it got tightened up a little bit, and it feels a little crunchier, a little rougher. Man. That's brutal. Brutal. I can't recommend either of those. One of them, Fudge Brownie, is so generic that it sucks. Apple Fritter is a great concept that isn't executed super well. We run into this problem a lot. When you remove, like, apple cinnamon works really well, because I think that just has a stronger flavor profile, or they just pound as many apples as they can into the box. Or I guess the flavor processor, whatever. They have that really dialed in. Like, I really like Apple Cinnamon Cheerios is a good example of a cereal that I think really does a good job with that. But we've had a couple now where if you take the cinnamon off and you put apple with a different flavor, you get the thrashed apple Mountain Dew, you have the caramel apple Great Value cereal. I'm sure I've had a bunch of other apple things as well. It's just, they just don't know how to nail that flavor by itself. It almost always feels like it is just too weak. Like, whatever you're doing, you need to like triple it. If it's too appley, that's good. Like, it's that's where you want to be. And I think apple and I think lemon sometimes can be a little tricky because everyone's on the opposite side where a little can be too much, if that makes sense. So you have to try and bring it down. You got to bring apple up. It's frustrating because those are two flavor profiles that I really enjoy, and I just feel like it's so hard to get those right. And this one, for the apple fritter cereal, completely misses the mark. It's fine by itself, dry, has a great smell, but after you get it into the milk, it's just, there's nothing there. That's a bummer. That is a bummer. So, hey, what are you going to do? That's how that goes. Hey, that's why you tune into this lovely show every Saturday right here on the channel. If you want more, subscribe. It's right over here. You can watch more videos right over here. That's the taste test playlist. And that is where you can watch me reveal the bracket for March Mascot Madness 2024. I still have not nailed that outro part of it. Leave a comment down below if you've tried these cereals. If you'd like to see something specific on the channel, you might see it in a future episode. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, bon appetit. Oh, I wasn't on the stop recording. Bon appetit.